Hey, there's no shame in trying things that people ain't never tried before.
When discussing specific works or creators, precision and in-depth understanding are key because they got at a certain thing a certain way. And if you mistake what they said, or why, they, or one of their many disciples, or more often, their interpreters, better interpreters than you, of course, will ooze up from the ether to prove you wrong and crucify you. That's largely why the Venus and Furs video and the few, if any, I rarely delve into names, boys, videos prior bothered me so much. Because, you see, I'm a wiggly boy. When playing, reading, watching, listening, discussing, I'm deriving meaning or perspective from whatever I'm Xing. Whatever's happening, essence is extracted. That's how I like approaching things. I prefer exploring creators and their works as creators and their works, not the creators and the works, if that makes sense. I approach books or movies or games or people as gold-ridden rivers. And you walk by, you walk along the bank, you scoop up a couple nuggets of gold, toss it in your bag, and move on to another river. But that's not how some people approach experiences. They prefer them not as rivers, but as ladders, with a singular destination. And they're above you, you see, and you're below them. They're closer to this singular destination than you are. And in this superiority, they derive intense pleasure. Oh, they know the way. Oh, they can help you along. They're above you. Isn't it just grand being closer to where you ought to be than somebody else? You see this in MMOs, in RPGs, number boy games. That's why publicly analyzing works or creators bothers me. Because even if you both, you and the creator or their disciples, understand the same essence, the creators whom you're analyzing know vernacular, vocabulary. They can get at it from their perspective better because they're higher on the ladder. Thus, analyzing their works is less about getting at that fundamental essence and more about who's higher on the ladder. Those are names, and they know them. But let's say, for shits and giggles, you climb higher up a ladder. Because tons of ladders exist, boys. More ladders than you can count. But let's say, for shits and giggles, you invested so much time in this one ladder to get just higher than other people, so to criticize them. What happens, invariably, when you overcome some disciples, and the creator is gone, so the creator can't shift to the ladder? Well, we just gave it away, didn't we? An interpreter comes along and changes the ladder's destination, as to make himself higher. He's closer to the destination now, closer than you are. All your invested time, you didn't understand the essence. This interpreter does. This goes on forever. Higher disciples always exist. Clearer, better read, more learned interpreters always exist. And if you throw your hat in as a creator, build your own ladder, well, shit, boys. Better read, more namely creators exist with better ladders. If you're trying to win, you always lose. Someone else always has more names. And learning names only to kick around people who have less names is pointless. What are you doing? Why are you doing anything? Only to kick lesser people around? What are you getting at? That's why the Venus and Furs video bothered me so much. That's why analyzing works or creators, going after people, or even simply interpreting people bothers me, really stresses me out. Because while I can think an idea through, see it in my head, and put it on paper, when analyzing or arguing, names are essential. And names, definitions, vocabulary, specific to this person and this work, take so long to catalog and reference. It's time wasted. And even if you do catalog and reference and waste all your time just to get at this one idea you already understood prior, a better disciple or a better interpreter or the creators themselves come along and kick you down the ladder. It's fruitless. It's pointless. Which is particularly frustrating because, though I call myself a piss baby retard who doesn't read, and I am, I'm also not. I advocate reading, boys, and watching, and playing, and jerking, and doing whatever else. And publicly analyzing and incorporating works would be fun, can be fun, I think should be fun. Yet, it isn't. Because just going after 3 or 4 ideas from a book 150 years ago stressed me out enough. Trying to keep things consistent and clear and impenetrable, solid, water-holding, boys. Imagine going after someone recent who isn't dead, can shift the ladder, has many interpreters and disciples to shift the ladder, and they're all hot. Their momentum is built. How do you analyze or criticize these people without them shifting the ladder on you? Realistically, I think you can't. You can't criticize them on their own path. You also can't climb an opposing ladder, because then you're playing the same game. You're still playing the same game. You'll get caught in that trap eventually. You can't become a better disciple or a better interpreter, because even better disciples or even better interpreters or even better creators always exist. It's a losing game. And now you're saying, okay, alright, Skimmerlit, we get it. Don't climb ladders, collect rocks by the river, peace, love, and bullshit. Wonderful. We get it. Gotcha. It's what I advocate. I'll advocate that. Boys, I love my nugget sack. I love my wisdom bag. It's my favorite thing. I get it real heavy with rocks from the rivers, and then I go bash people's heads in with them. But names are valuable. They are someone's pass at something. That's useful. They deserve attention, but not obedience. Because, again, they are just someone's pass at something. The something comes first, not their words, their names. So, in summary, boys, don't get caught up in someone's or something's words, but rather immerse yourself in the base something yourself. Maybe make your own pass at it. Boys, you needn't be a disciple unless you're worshipping at the altar of 2D, of course, in Best Girl We Trust. Amen.